Good afternoon. I have been teaching music for 15 years and I'm working in a secondary school, not too far from here, the collège Raoul Follereau. My pupils are aged from 11 to 15. They are not musicians and not specialists. I'm going to present you a project we have been organizing for 3 years now. This project is called La Minute électroacoustique, which means in English, the electroacoustic minute. It is about creativity with new technology and electroacoustic at school. It started with some reflections about my pupils and their relationship to music. They don't really listen to music. Most of them only consume music on a phone as background noise. So, I wonder how could I open their minds and struggle against their a priori against some kinds of music, like classical, contemporary, or jazz. I wonder how can I make them appreciate qualities of sound, quality of music, and I'd like them to understand how music is built and why. I wanted them to understand the requirements of creation, but also the satisfactions. I often say to them, you have to work and be demanding with yourself if you want to create music. It is not as easy as you may think. It's not like what you can see on TV. Music is a real job. And at last, I wish they could meet a professional musician, a professional composer. But I only have 1 hour lesson per week and per group to do this kind of job. And there is also an official program that has to be respected. So, what I'm going to do, as I used to practice electroacoustic music, I thought that it would be interesting to use it. With electroacoustic music, my pupils can be the actors from recording to public broadcast. They don't need scores and don't need to know how to read music. They don't need to know how to play an instrument. They don't have to sing, which is not always easy with teenagers. And they can work with computers and new technologies. Their instrument, they are born with these instruments. So, here is the project. I will ask them to create 1 minute of stereophonic electroacoustic music with only 2 concrete sounds, like Pierre-Henri in Variation pour une porte et un soupir. When music is created, they have to use a multi-channel installation with 4 speakers for public broadcasting of their work. Let me show you an example of their creation. These are the aims of the project. They will discover electroacoustic and contemporary music, and also the influences on pop and electro music, for example. They will be initiated to sound technologies and treatments. They'll train their ear to sound quality and not hearing music on a smartphone. They'll discover live treatments with a professional. Live treatments in real-time treatments. Is it okay? At last, they have to be creative, being on a blank page, looking for ideas, losing themselves. They have to learn how to work in autonomy. They have to create music with anything but instruments, which is a bit surprising for teenagers. are the actors of the project. There are almost 80 students in 3 classes and they work in pairs. I am the only music teacher. At the end of the project, they meet a professional. Till now, they met Diego Loza, member of INA-GRM. He is also an electroacoustic music teacher at the Saint-Etienne Conservatoire and also a composer. What do we need to realize our project? We will use a mixer, or a sound card, or a digital recorder. We will need 2 microphones, of course 2 microphone stands, a computer, and we will use Audacity freeware because it is free and easy to use for someone who doesn't know anything about sound software. I initiate them to Pro Tools and they use it for the multi-channel distribution with a MIDI controller. We will need 4 speakers for the multi-channel broadcast. A computer network with the available PC in class, with standard sound cards. We will use 25 headphones, 12 splitters, and also a video projector to show them what they have to do. It is easier than talking. Now, after several years, I can appreciate the qualities and values developed with this project. I can see that pupils are more mindless. They always start the project saying this: I don't think electroacoustic is music. But in the end, they always conclude that music doesn't need to be pretty and nice to be okay. This work is a real cultural opening, because they hear music they really don't know. They have to look for sounds and be curious of the world around. They have to express their ideas on music and creation. They have to learn to trust their ideas and assert oneself in the class, with their partners and with the public. A real challenge for teenagers. Let me show you the planning development. During the first 7 weeks, they look for concrete sounds. They have to play and record a sequence with these concrete sounds. They also listen and analyze electroacoustic music to understand how it works and where it comes from. Then they learn how to use Audacity and they start mixing to realize their creation. From that moment, I'm going to listen to and criticize their works till the end. In the end, we organize a special week with concert, multi-channel initiation, masterclass with a professional. But before creation, they have to learn several things. Concerning electroacoustic music in general, they have to compare electroacoustic music with instrumental music, with classical music to understand what is different, but also what is the same. They have to understand the sound setting and how it works, why a sound is high or loud, what happens when you make it faster and faster. They have to understand basic transformation and effects, like reverb, delay, pitch, reverse. They have to understand the evolution of recording technology and understand how lucky they are to live with such a good quality today. Let me show you some handouts that we use to understand the history of electroacoustic music. I can give them to you if you like. All points are illustrated with musical examples from Pierre Schaeffer, Pierre-Henry, Patrick Cassian, Debussy, and many others. This is an item about differences and similarities between classical music and electroacoustic music. We compare Debussy and Patrick Cassian. I give them few words to describe electroacoustic sounds and electroacoustic music, because you can't use the same words to describe orchestral music and electroacoustic music. With Pierre-Henry, through Variation pour un soupir et une porte, we explain the setting and how to transform a sound by using this sound setting. Here is the evolution of recording technology and sound quality. Vinyl recording, tape recording, digital recording. They have to understand the evolution in time. Here you have some examples to understand basic effects. I explained them that we can hear a natural reverberation in a church, for example. But with technology, we can add it on a recorded music. The practice. I think you know the different steps of electroacoustic music creation. First, they have to look for a sound and each of its possibilities. Second, they have to record this sound and use microphones and mixer. They have to treat and transform sounds with freeware Audacity. They have to mix sounds and create a 1 minute long music piece. They have to realize a multi-channel broadcast with 4 speakers. This handout explains what they have to do to realize exercises to learn how to use Audacity. Each of these exercises leads them to tutorials. They have to learn how to work alone in autonomy. In this one, they can find how to save their project, how to import a sound, how to cut it correctly, clean it. Here they can see what you can find on Audacity's windows. Here you have some explanation about menus like creating and save a project, create a new track, a mono or stereo, and the menu effects. Here is a presentation of some plugins such as normalize, gain, different kind of pitch, delay. On this tutorial, you have an introduction to reverberation, wah-wah effects, and some advices about reverb and how to use it specifically on Audacity. Because you have to create a blank space above the sound to have place for the reverberation. You have to know few tips and tricks to use Audacity correctly. A tutorial to create a gain envelope, and a tutorial to use equalization. Now, the evaluation. To evaluate what they have learned about history of electroacoustic music, I use a written test about vocabulary, culture, knowledge, recognizing effects, transformation, recording technologies. I also evaluate the research of concrete sounds, the originality of a sound, the way they play and listen to the sounding body. On computer, they have to realize a few exercises about precise sound transformation with Audacity. And of course, at the end, I evaluate their final creation according to the criteria explained above. Here you have some example of these exercises. I asked them to know how to record his work at the right place, how to cut a sound and using fade in and fade out, creating a sound, a slow sound, another one accelerated, reverse the sound, creating a sound faster and faster but also higher and higher, and creating a sound slower and slower but also lower and lower, using a delay and creating a loop, creating a sound with a big and strong reverb. Here you can see the scale to evaluate the creation. I asked them to have a clean creation with no saturation. They have to realize a fine mix. They have to use stereo and play with it. Some creations are more interesting in the way they have used stereo. I asked them to play with the transformation of sounds. The more they are recognizable, the more they lose points. Is there a main thread? Something that leads us from the beginning to the end of music. I ask them to build their creation with an introduction, a development, and a conclusion. Is there a game between tension and relaxation in the music? Moments where you can, when we are stressed, and moments where we can breathe. I ask them to find originality in their creation. And I will appreciate the musicality and the dynamic of the music. Finally, after listening to the creation, we organized a special week to learn how to broadcast our stereo works on a 4 channels installation and also to meet a professional. Till now, as a composer, Diego Loza came to speak about his music and to work with pupils on Ableton Live and GRM tools. So, he showed them another way to create electroacoustic music. He explained live transformation and create short mix with some pupils. During the week, we play the creations live at school, but we also have an evening show in the town concert hall with free entrance. Everybody is invited to come at the concert. We usually have all the parents, teachers from the school, friends and friends of friends. It is a way to show what pupils can do, and it is also a way to hear music that people are not used to hear. Most of the time, after the concert, people tell me that they have discovered something new. But it was quite surprising that they were impressed by the quality of sound and the quality of pupils' creations. But what is the most important is to see how proud the pupils are because they could show their work. They can feel the satisfaction of playing their own production in live and make people happy. Most of the time, when I meet former students, they tell me that the best memory among music lessons is la minute électroacoustique. Some still use Audacity and play with sounds and mix. Some have changed all their phone rings. And one day, one of them told me he heard such a beautiful sound with his door. Maybe one day, one of them will be an electroacoustic composer or a sound designer. Who knows? If you want more information, the project has been published on INAGRN's website. I also created a blog about music lessons in the school where I work, where you can find many pages about electroacoustic music, concert, tools, tutorials, and of course about la minute électroacoustique. So students can continue creating electroacoustic music on their own. To conclude this presentation, we can hear another 1 minute of electroacoustic music. It doesn't work. Here you can hear that pupils, they only use two sounds, a keyboard's computer and a ball in a ball, yes, turning, that's all. And this is a dialogue between these two sounds. Thanks for your attention.
For for the presentation. It's really impressive. All the work we have done with 80 teenagers, right?
Yes.
With only 1 hour per week.
Yes.
Wow.
But it's last few months, so...
yeah, that's of course. Yes. And the result is there too. So, some questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really inspiring, beautiful project. I just wanted to pick up on something you said early in your talk, which was that one of the constraints that you said you were working within was that there are certain standards that you have to teach, curriculum that you're expected to teach in this music class.
Sorry, excuse me. Can you speak slower?
Sorry. So there's certain things you said that you're expected to teach the students about music.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if you work those things that you have to teach into this project, or if you just kind of rush through them later in the year, how you balance that.
Si le programme officiel, s'il était intégré dedans ou s'il était traité à part?
I must recognize that I do what I want. My English is not so good, but some of the I can in sort of way I do what the government asked me, but it takes more time for this project because I only have 1 hour per week, and I'm so frustrated. Because we always we don't have time to do a real quality of work. So once at the end of the secondary school, I take time to show them what is music. So is it okay for you?
Yes.
But so another question.
Yes.
Can you tell us again how old the students are?
They are 15.
Or 15?
Yeah. This is the last year they are in my school. So I know them for 4 years. And we explain much about music. And at the end of the last year, they are bored with this. So I wanted them to discover something new. And I think it's a good answer because we can be creating from the beginning to the end of the project. And I think they have to know that because they always think that music is like the voice. So here at the end of this project, they know that music that it is difficult, and they have to have a big reflection about what they want to create.
Just a question, contextual question. So you are the only music teacher in this school?
Yes, because it's a small school.
Yeah. So you know the children, you know them for several years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know.
And the last year you are teaching to them. This is the year this project.
Yes, but I also taught in another school where I had the students only for 1 year, and the others are with another teacher, and it's working also. Yes.
How difficult is it to have such a project into the French Éducation nationale?
In fact, for the moment, nobody knows.
Now they're going to know.
I'm starting to have contact with the administration, and I explain them what I'm doing in my school. I'm not sure they understand everything, and but I hope that it will be okay with this. Because there are many new objectives in Éducation nationale that are going in that way. And I talked last week with the inspector, I don't know, with my superior, and She is interested in that research, and I hope we will find a moment to talk about it and develop it. This is what I want in the future. Yes?
Maybe the last question.
About your status, and are you certified or contractual?
I am certified teacher.
And the zone, is it REP Plus or something like that?
Is it
La zone de collège, c'est REP Plus ou c'est normal?
C'est une zone tout à fait normale, mais je travaille en milieu rural, très rural, in a rural. So we don't have problems with discipline, but they really need of a cultural opening. Because we are far from Saint-Etienne, far from Lyon, and it is one of the problems we meet in my school.
So thanks again. And